Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Vietnam 3.0. I was looking at some map modes and I actually discovered something. So this is the map mode for urban population. So you can see there's a lot of red in the world. There's a lot of red in Europe. Really the only green is over here. So we have 3 greenish provinces and a couple of yellow provinces over here and one light orangish province that we conquered over here. Ming has a couple green provinces. They have Beijing up here, which has about 500,000 people. This province over here has 541,000. They have this province that has 910,000, and their capital has 966,000 people in it. But this province over here, with its 122 development, actually has 1,018,000 people. So this is the largest city on the continent. It's also the largest city in the world, but I don't think there's a modifier for that. I think it's just the largest city on the continent. So this is the most populous province in the entire world in terms of urban population. And I believe it's the only province over 1 million people. Because both of these provinces over here in China, which are their most populous urban provinces, are 910, 966,000. And this province is actually losing 6,500 people because their amenities is too low. And this province is losing 5,700 people. Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and look at China's census. Because they haven't done that since they've unified, I don't believe so. It's still pretty big, yeah. They have 166 million tenants, and their natural change is 600,000 tenants per year. But they have a lot of outward movement, though. So they're losing about 120,000-ish tenants that are either moving out of their country or moving into cities. So they're gaining about 470-ish tenant size per year, which is still a lot. Like, that's still 4 times what we're getting. Granted, they have like 10 times the population, so it's not that unexpected. Their residents, they're getting about 80,000 people, which are mostly, I assume, the tenants from the previous screen that are moving into their cities, and they're losing 60,000 residents to death every year because of their amenity size is too low in those provinces. So they're actually only gaining about 20,000 residents, but they have 7.7 million, so they're only gaining a small amount, but they have a large amount already. And their wealth, average tenant wealth or income is 0.282, so ours is about 0.8, I think. Fluctuates between 0.6 and 0.9. I think it's about 0.75-ish right now. So our tenants are doing a lot better than their tenants. The residents are doing pretty good, 2.8. Nobles, burghers, clergy. Their food production, they have about a 2,000 food unit deficit. They have about a 700 unit salt deficit. They produce more fiber than they need. They produce more fuel, more raw materials, a lot more exotic goods. I believe that's, my assumption is that is tea that they are producing. I think tea is an exotic good. Let's see which. Yeah, tea is exotic good, so I have to imagine China produces a lot of tea. I don't think there's a tea map mode to see, though. But that's what I assume they do, what they build. Consumer goods, military goods, good. Naval, industrial, luxury is good. Knowledge is actually has a deficit. So China, Ming, produces not enough food or salt or knowledge, but everything else they're really good on. Probably because they have a massive amount of peasants to and a massive amount of residents to do those things, but they're constricted by their food and salt production. Looking at the rest of the world, yeah, Europe doesn't really have good cities. Europe hardly ever does. Paris, generally always the best sized province. It's about 350,000 residents now. So actually not that great. London is at a paltry 21,000. Granted, historically, I don't think London picked up until the Industrial Revolution, which actually isn't that far away from where we are now. Pretty much everything else doesn't even compare. Prague, maybe? 139,000. Yeah, so that's pretty small. I still can't get over the Holy Roman Empire forming, and Scandinavia formed as well. AI is actually doing pretty good over here. Hungary still exists. Commonwealth actually formed as well, but they're losing a war currently to the Turkish Empire, so we'll see how that goes. They might lose a bunch of territory. Mali is also still structurally together, actually, and they might have even expanded. Oh yeah, they've expanded over here and conquered this area too. So some of the AI countries are doing pretty good. Mali, Holy Roman Empire, Scandinavia, Commonwealth until now. Russia's actually formed as well, and they've done some decent conquering. So I'm actually surprised by some of those AIs over there. India has a bunch of yellow provinces, which they generally always do. 161,000 down there. Where's their best cities? Largest regional city. Here's the largest city on the continent. 188,000, so not that great for being the largest city on the continent. Their greatest city is only 188,000, which is 1/5 of what our province is, so compared to the rest of the world, I think we're doing pretty good. I'll briefly look at the total population, which I imagine is probably not that far off from where it was. India has a lot more rural population. Lots of yellow over there. Europe, once again, pretty much sucks. This province over here is 1.5 million in Mali. That's actually pretty good. That's their capital. So Mali's capital is actually doing pretty good. Not a whole lot of development. They're not allied with Korea anymore. Let's see, is this the best province in India? 1.2 million people. Probably the best province. There are 1.5 million people in that province. 1.4 million there. 1.3 million there. And then China pretty much has a monopoly on the most total populous provinces. We've got some green up here though. 2.6 million over here in that province. About 1.7 million in our capital. 1.4 million there. 1.6 million there. 1.4 million there. 1.4 million there. 1 million there. So we have a bunch of provinces over 1 million total population. 800,000 there. This province has about 706,000. Still negative timber industry. And then this province that we just conquered not too long ago has 536,000, and there's really no provinces down here, but I'm going to try to build those up in the last remaining time in this campaign, which is coming to an end soon. Not too many episodes left, about 1.3 million people sitting in that province. Alright, I have to deselect China's provinces now, which is done through the menu system. Alright, so even though I deselected those provinces, it still shows up as me selecting them, which is weird. For some reason, it'll still select a couple provinces. Alright, so I make 154 ducats a month, which is a lot compared to where we were before. And I have 31,000 ducats, close to 32,000 ducats in the treasury right now. So actually what I'm going to do is check out the census really quickly. Industry specifically. Alright, so we have a food surplus by about 500 units-ish. So that's actually pretty good, but what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to see how much it would cost to build irrigation rank 1 in all of my provinces. 4,800 ducats, okay. Actually, not that much. 5,000 ducats to build irrigation rank 1 in every single province. Except this one for some reason. Why are these two provinces not selected? Maybe I just can't see that. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 5,000 ducats to build irrigation rank 1. And then amenities rank 1 in all my provinces would cost 3,700 ducats. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So every province then, except these 3 for some reason, these 4. This province is stated, so I'm not sure why that didn't show up, but most of the provinces in my country should now be building amenities and irrigation. They might decay, but then I'll just do it again. Try to keep those at level 1. I probably won't build cities in all the provinces, like over here in some of these. But if they have any residents in them, I don't want them to die. So level 1 amenities, they should start building, they should still get people, and then the people will migrate to other provinces. And if that doesn't happen, it was only 3,700 ducats, so. What I'm going to do is, I do need fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and spam fuel investment. Specifically in Kalimantan, because there's a lot of forests over here. So if I look at the forest map mode, yeah, so much investment over here could be done. So I'm going to pour 100 ducats into those provinces. I'm pretty sure I put 1,000 ducats into some province over here. I think that was Luzon. I put that into farmlands. Speaking of which, it is now negative 1414. Negative 1,414 ducats in this province. So I am losing 400 ducats to farmlands in this province every year. But the peasants are actually paying the bulk of that, which is fine because they're just paying themselves, so. So it's alright. Also, I think this was off stream. I took this province. Not sure if I've mentioned that. So I'll put 100 ducats into that province as well. That should help with forestries, which, according to this province, 500 years later is still not positive forestry, so those might never become positive, but I'll do that investment anyway because I have money. I'm building irrigation in my capital. Amenities over here in this province. I know there's a lot of people dying in this province. About 2,000 residents are dying in this province every year because amenities is too low. The cap is 500,000. There's 700,000 people there. So hopefully that gets built. Probably will take a little bit longer now that I'm building irrigation and amenities everywhere, but that's alright. So I just need these two provinces then to fully have control of the South China Sea node, which I plan on doing because I'm so close I might as well just grab those provinces. But those aren't particularly exciting wars, I'm just going to land on those provinces. Fortunately, Spain is allied with France as well. Should be able to get them in the same war though, because that's 10 development and this is 4 development. What's my aggressive expansion? Negative 26. Yeah, I should be able to take that. Alright, I'll attack. Attack Castile, jump on that province. Grab that. I'm also going to attack Myanmar. Using a coalition war. CB? Coalition CB. I'm just gonna dismantle Myanmar for really no reason. Other than I can. And it's fun. So I move those troops down south. State-sponsored commerce, reduced tribute, show devotion, disowned relative, noble concessions. Let's go ahead and do these again. I'm not going to do promote and support commerce, because this reduces my trade efficiency by 25%. I think at this point in the campaign, it's probably better to not do this and get 25% more ducats. Whoops, I might do it in the future, actually. But for now, I'll leave it alone. That was me punching my microphone. I checked it. Didn't sound loud, so... Let's grab that other province that we want. That's a lot of waiting over there. Where is... Okay, they don't own Angkor Wat. I'll probably just give territories back to Ayutthaya. Let's send those guys over there. You must return all of the provinces that you have conquered over the last 200 years. Give it all back. Cancel your subject. Release all of those nations. Just totally dismantle Myanmar. Alright, you go up there, you go up there. The truce with Ming ends 1716, so that takes a while. $21,000 pretender rebels. Yeah, Myanmar's troops are in the south, so they only have 17,000 troops. Pretty sure one of these stacks could take care of those troops pretty handily. Wanted a siege guy. No siege guy, alright. Fine then, be that way. There's their capital. Their capital actually has 27 urban development. 66,000 people, not a whole lot of industry though. Really none. Perfect. Okay, so I made a whole bunch of investments into forests, which should become negative now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a couple of years, let the forest investments go negative, and then I'm going to give forests to the peasants. So I'm going to give the unprofitable forest industries to the peasants in the future. I just want those two provinces. I have to get to 10% war score and then they would actually accept, so. And there's no coalition there, so that is perfect. So I think what I'll do is I will just play this out and then pick it up from there. So thanks for watching and goodbye.